Hey everybody, Dr. Morales here. So today I want to go over the importance of stretching and stabilizing. You can think of it as trying to open the door without turning the handle, right? So you can turn the handle all you want, which is stretching, and then stabilizing is actually opening the door. Okay, so like I said, you can try and strengthen and stabilize all you want by with not um, turning the handle, or the opposite where you can try and turn the handle but not move the door. And you can think about it either way, but essentially the issue is that some people stretch and stretch and stretch but they don't stabilize. And the best example I can think of is hip mobility. Okay, hip mobility and glute activation. Okay, so that's what we're going to go over today. Okay, you guys, so we're going to start off in what's called the 90-90 stretch. Okay, and so as you can imagine, we start off with sitting as tall as you can, putting your legs at a 90-degree angle. So notice how if my leg is like this, which is quite a sharp angle, an acute angle, if you will, like I can put my knee down and I can sit up nice and tall. Okay, but that's cheating. Okay, so the idea of this stretch is to stretch out the hip capsules. Okay, and like I mentioned, you've got to go into a 90 degrees. So you're going to watch the transformation in real time. So once I put my front foot at like a 90, as best 90-degree angle as I can get, you see how my knee, it doesn't touch the floor anymore. Okay, now that's because right in here, I need to stretch that out more. Okay, so you guys aren't the only ones who need to work on this stuff. I do too. And so anyway, what I'm going to do is, and you can see, I don't know if you can see here, but my this back leg is also at a 90-degree angle. What you might find when you try and do this in the beginning is that this back hip, sometimes it'll be up like this, and you'll see a big gap right in here. Okay, I've been working on this for a while, so I'm able to do this. I'm able to just sit and allow this hip to stretch out and release. Okay, so the idea, like I mentioned, is to be in this position, rest, breathe, and allow your muscles to relax, allow the joint capsules to relax. And that will kind of ease your hips into a more stretchy kind of position. Okay, so as you sit up nice and tall, and I'm not gonna lie, when you first start this, you're probably gonna be like this, you're probably gonna be like, this hurts, that kind of stuff. So what I want you to do is get a yoga block, or a rolled up towel, or a pillow, something like that, and put it, if you are kind of up like this and you have a lot of room right here, stick that pillow or whatever it is under your bum right here. And so what that's going to do is going to allow you to rest, but then you're also going to have that give. Okay, this is very important for those who are in that stage. I was at that stage for sure. And the same thing goes for this right here. So you can go ahead and put something right in here. I probably should have something for myself, but I didn't think I needed it. So, but anyway, so you're just gonna sit up nice and tall, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, you might even feel some kind of muscle like twitches. You might even go into a cramp if you've never done this before. And if that happens, then just reset, get out of this position, shake it out, and then ease yourself back into this position. Okay, this is not something that you want to rush. Okay, because if you do, then you might hurt yourself. That's not what we want. Okay, we don't want to go 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We want to just keep going forward a little bit at a time if that's what is required. Okay, so again, this is the 90-90 stretch. So to do the other side, something that I like to do is literally just go like this and like that. Okay, so you can see, actually here, I'll just move it. I'll move it this way. That way you guys can see. So this side, you can tell, is a little bit different. It's hard for me to get down. See, I have more room right here. And I'm actually leaning. I'm leaning this way more. So this side has a little bit more work to do, and I'm okay with that. And you can see right here too, same thing.
I still need some work on this, okay? But essentially, and you can see my little muffin top right here. But anyway, so you're just gonna, again, breathe in, let it out, tell your muscles, tell your joints that it's okay, you're safe, you're just trying to, you know, open this up a little bit. Something that I also like to do as I'm practicing, as I'm stretching, is I'll literally go into this hip capsule right in here, these hip joints and hip flexors and all these muscles. I just like to, you know, kind of massage them a little bit. You can see right in there, there's a little bit of a knot in there, okay? So you can just kind of release that tension in there, and sometimes you can even get more of a, you can even get more, okay, as you stretch, okay? Again, if you need a pillow or a towel or something like that because you're lifted up, no problem. Put that right in there, and then eventually, with more and more practice, it'll descend. Okay, you'll feel more comfortable sitting up like this.
All right, guys. So the next part, the stability part, opening the door. You're right. The stretching is turning the handle, and this is actually going to be opening the door. So what you're going to do is glute bridges. Okay. So again, drive your heels down into the floor. Use your core to stabilize right in here, your low back. You're going to use your glutes to fire and then push up into the ceiling as high as you can. Really push your knees out. That way you really get that glute activation, okay? You can hold for 3 to 5 seconds or so and then ease yourself down, okay? Again, up. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds or so and ease yourself down, okay? This kind of stability exercise is really good for SI or sacroiliac joint instability, which is this joint right in here, okay? It's also good for stabilizing and learning how to use your core and your pelvis at the same time, but in movement, in motion, okay? All right, you guys, that's all I got for you today. Let me know what you think in the comments or if you have any questions.